Hello and welcome back to Desmin's Creek, our 5th edition live play that meets on Wednesday nights. Last time, the party took their leave of absence day from the Syndicate to investigate the strange symbols that they had been finding around the underground in unexpected places that seemed the image was of a cluster of circles, some of which had dots at their centers, giving the effect of a group of eyes. And the last clue they had been given about these, a server at the Nephrite Worm had told Spider that they had attended a party in the lower tunnels where they encountered this symbol along with the other guests of the party and adopted it, learning somewhere that it was the symbol of the Silent Watcher. So the party took their leave of absence day to go to the location of this party, where they found evidence of a party fueled by large amounts of probably psychoactive lichen, which Reggie was able to talk to with his Speak with Plants spell to determine some of the details of the party, and also that the lichen didn't want to be there anymore because it was dying. And so while he and Spider gathered up the lichen, the rest of the party investigated the area further, which was an abandoned city works project headed up by the Mages Guild to create extra shipping lanes underwater. In what is effectively a storage area in this abandoned project, they found a large mural that seemed like it could perhaps be the original embellishment of the symbol of the Silent Watcher, with ramblings scrawled around it in Elven, and a sleeping elf nearby who had clearly been there for days. Upon waking the elf, they learned that he was the creator or the spreader of this strange symbol, and that he was placing it around the underground and everywhere he went to try to warn people away. His means and methods were not explained besides putting up this symbol away from the Silent Watcher, who he claimed moves about the world observing the goings-on, looking for the rare and unique occurrences to do something with this knowledge, and does not wish to be observed while it is observing. The guy came off very much like a sycophantic cultist, not truly understanding his purpose or the purpose of the creature to which he swears this loyalty, this fealty, and as the party pried at these questions and brought up these logical fallacies, and finally cleaned the man, he seemed to begin to question himself, coming eventually to the conclusion that he needed to confront the Silent Watcher to understand his purpose, that he feels he had been given by encountering this creature once months earlier, and then feeling this weird kinship, this ability to know when and where it moved so that he could follow it. And so, together, the party and this elf came up with a plan to utilize the coalescence of events, Elsemonth Day, where the blue dragons fly the skies over Amaranta, raining lightning as they so please, which here in Volinar specifically is an event of great celebration, because the Mages Guild has set up these dragon rods, which draw the lightning in safely, so that people can observe the spectacle without risk to life or limb or property. And the day of Elsamonth Day is also a day of free spell casting on behalf of done by the Mages Guild for any, who come seeking spell work done. Combine that with the fact that a incredibly rare person has come to the city recently in the form of Vulcan, which the elf seemed convinced the Silent Watcher would take great interest in, and he believed that they had a recipe for meeting, confronting, conversing with the Silent Watcher. And so, we rejoin the party, 2 days from Elsamonth Day, so there'll be 1 day in between, as they return from their leave of absence and went about their independent research while Reggie stayed with the elf Edwelan Cinderbomb. Where did he end up? There he is. Oh, I expected him to be the last name in the list he was in. He was not. That is the state of things. The party is currently separated to their respective places as they finish out their leave of absence day. Desmin, you know that the Tiger's Eye will expect a report of what you found, given that she granted your leave of absence to gather intelligence.
Yes.
This could happen tonight, it could happen the next day, but it should happen soon. So the question becomes, do you want it to happen tonight alone, or do you want to have it happen the next day after you have a chance to regather your party?
Probably till we gather.
Very well. Then, I will ask the party if there is anything in particular they would like to do before the day ends and I give you a long rest. I will remind that, Reggie, you are with Edwelan in the safe house. You wanted to stay with him to make sure he didn't bolt. Morrigan, you went back to the bar to be with Susan and to work the bar. Desmin, you had gone...
eventually rest.
Yeah.
So I don't plan to do anything other.
Okay.
Vulcan works on his grenade.
Yes. I wanted to point out to you, Vulcan, that it seems reasonable to me that, especially in those cases where I come up with a fun way that your spell functions, it would still tie into your character and your self-improving, self-upgrading penchant, that you could rework those, with time and rolls to function differently, like night vision no longer being head flashlights.
Okay, I'd be good with being able to operate it.
Spider, you had gone to the Temple of Ione to seek out information on extraplanar creatures with many eyes and stories of the like. You had found quite a few stories. It's hard to tell fact from fiction with any of them. But you do know that many eyes and tentacles and very inhuman forms of this nature are staples of these stories, as well as the fact that these creatures are generally transients. They're not of this plane, and they don't intend to stick around this plane. They simply end up passing through it, or somebody opens a way to them, and that is how they are witnessed. Another thing that is a staple of these stories is that there is usually an air of dread in them, whether or not there is any evidence in the story that these things intend or cause harm. There is always this assertion that they do, that they will, that they have, but it is very infrequently backed up with any physical, physical in as far as the narration goes, evidence that harm was or would be caused.
Okay.
But most of the narrators do seem to assume that these creatures mean nothing good to the people of this plane.
Okay.
Twilight, you had gone back to your room to train, meditate, and rest, I believe.
More or less, yes.
You may all have a long rest. You rise the next day. Desmin, you know that you will need to make a report to the Tiger's Eye just as soon as it is reasonable. She would be expecting that.
Okay.
You also know that you will not be able to find Reggie here because he's in the safe house. With Edwelan.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to gather the party for this meeting, do you want to travel to the safe house to get him, use sending to let him know, or forego Reggie's presence?
No, he'd never forego Reggie's presence. Think. I guess I'll probably use ascending.
I enjoy being on this other side of sending.
Exactly 25. Follow-up meeting with Tiger's Eye to discuss what we have found. Please make your way back to HQ. Hope you had a good night!
Nice. Is that entered into the chat for... Good.
That was in Snark, yeah. I know the etiquette.
Did you send it to Morgan, or is Morgan just having fun?
Just having fun.
Reggie's response. I'll actually reply to him.
Oh, it didn't actually send to all of us.
No, sending is
I don't have that
one.
endings to do.
Yeah.
Sending is one person to one person, so that would be a lot of sendings.
Because I got too used to like the telepathic things we had in the last campaign.
Yes, you had the God Bond in the last campaign, but we got that at the end of the game when it was a really good idea. You were high level and you had business all
We're
over the
already
world.
just casting telepathic bond basically as frequently as possible anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Reggie's response. Okay, let me just finish up here with Edwelan, get him settled for my longer absence, and I'll be over there quicker than...
Two shakes of up. Alright, so, after a while, Reggie is going to arrive as you've taken the intervening time to collect the rest of the party who were here in the headquarters. We do not need Ellen because he's still in the safe house.
Or is he?
I mean, hopefully.
Hopefully. Hey, that would just be, Reggie just be like, this always happens.
This happens with the guard. This happens with
You're nuts, Reggie. Come on.
Stop trusting people to stay in rooms.
I thought it was going to be enough food,
He's all contorted like a dead bug. Alright. Reggie shows up, and you are able to go to the Tiger's Eye's office. Is there anything you want to say to each other before you do that?
I'm good.
If Edwelan did anything noteworthy while we were hanging out, then I would inform the party, but I imagine that basically we got there, I was preparing food and drink for him, and he just crashed.
He had a bad life ahead of this, and there's a nice bed there comparatively.
Yeah.
So, that is extremely reasonable. Alright. In the absence of any needed discussion prior to entering the Tiger's Eye's office, you will be allowed in past your guards. You can see that even this early in the morning, she is going over books and adjusting paperwork. She does so with a half-eaten bagel in her hand, smeared with cream cheese. As the cat Winston and his eye patch try to paw at it, and she continuously shifts it just out of his reach. And the dog, not Nephrite, Jade, pants on the floor beside the desk.
God, that we slightly changed the dog's name so nobody would know.
No one will know. No one will ever know.
Why do people listen to Reggie?
Because he says things with confidence?
Twilight has not figured out why. It's a mystery to this day.
Something about that, plus 18 to persuasion.
It's only an 11.
I thought it was gonna be
At
16.
level 7. But no, the real thing is the fact that I can't get lower than a 10 on die.
Yeah.
So I can't roll lower than a 21 on my persuasion, which is the terrifying thing.
You got expertise?
Expertise adjacent. What is it?
So I have expertise, and then my bard subclass gives me for deception and persuasion.
Silver tongue or something?
Yes, silver tongued.
Yeah, silver tongued is reliable talent, but only for persuasion and deception, and it's at level 3.
Yeah, it's broken as shit.
That's bullshit. Luckily, we started at level 5, which is so much different. Sarcasm, sarcasm, sarcasm. Let's go. The Tiger's Eye is going to look up at you with her one good eye and say, Good morning, A-Team. And as she does so, she holds the bagel a little out of the way of her face and gives Winston a chance to actually get a claw into the cream cheese. At which point she curses and bats his hand away. I trust your leave of absence was productive.
Somewhat.
That is not what I hope to hear from my best team.
We got a lead.
Leads are good. Where does it lead?
We came across an elf that apparently was the one that started making these drawings.
An elf is making these drawings on the walls of my underground.
Well, he's not the only one.
He's not the only one. So it is a cult.
That is the way it seems.
Is this cult dangerous, and is it related to these other happenings? I have more reports of things going missing, and these reports are being dropped left and right as people forget.
There was a cave with butt marks everywhere, psychedelic moss, and a dude claiming to follow a god-like being. So yeah, that sounds like a cult.
What was the thing about
The party and the cult are not entirely related. The party is just related to drugs.
Are these useful drugs? Should we be selling them?
I got some of the moss. I'm gonna start figuring that out as soon as we're done with the whole this thing.
I knew I could count on you, Reggie. Always keeping
Gives a two-fingered salute.
focus on the important things.
But moss doesn't seem to be entirely related. The cult seems to be about this watcher who's approaching the city, which is what the lead is about. We're trying to figure out what's going on with this watcher guy thing. I don't know. This seems to be what the eyes are for, because it's watching. The elf is kind of, he's had a time traveling around the Underdark alone.
And you have evidence which leads you to believe him other than the words out of his probably crazy mouth? You do have evidence which supports his claims.
No.
Nothing concrete, which is why we have a lead to continue pursuing to try and get this concrete evidence.
How much time do you need to pursue this lead?
Elsmith Day.
That is tomorrow. We usually have a lot of work to do on Elsamonth Day. It's quite helpful for me to be able to deploy you. You're telling me you need another day off on our busiest day?
I look to Desmin.
I mean, if we want to follow this lead, we might not need the whole day.
Even if it didn't take you all day to follow the lead, you would not be back in time to do anything of import. I need some sort of a guarantee here, Desmin, A-Team, all of you, that something useful is going to come out of this. I went out on this limb because I believe you. Something is definitely going on, but if they are unrelated, then I worry that we are high-centering the wagon. What do you need to do to investigate this lead, and when do you think it will have you back?
Well, I have a location of where we want to do what we need to do.
You are speaking vaguely. Is there a reason I cannot know what you need to do?
This is more of Alex not remembering exactly what.
to try and remember what. Desmond's like, no, there is no reason why you shouldn't know that.
I remember that there needs to be like the lightning rod involved and whatnot, but near the Underdark entrance.
Yeah, both of those are correct.
That's about where I.
The third thing you
Don't
needed
remember
was
exactly.
remote from people. And then the purpose
Well, yes,
was to
yeah,
meet
the
with the
purpose.
potential god.
Okay. Now, remember, I did not take any moss before this. But
I like that you are assuring me of that, because it leads me to believe that what you are about to say would cause me to ask if you had.
we are hoping to meet with a god.
She's gonna look to Reggie.
I-
Did you give
I
him
do-
some
I-
of the moss?
No, he did not take any. I didn't even think to offer it. I should have. I think it might have helped, like, tone him down a little bit. But we had business to do, so it needed to be investigated.
Do
more
not
thoroughly
chill
first.
out, my
He did not have
scribe.
any of the moss.
Please. Sorry, Morgan, you were saying we got interrupted.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to do like quotation marks when he says God.
Quotation marks, God. So, you are going to attempt to meet with this cultist's deific spirit on El Seventh Day, away from the underground, near a dragon rod, by the Underdark.
Yes, specifically by shade leaf crops.
She's going to, like, she was sucking in breath to respond to this, and then she sort of, like, seems to like, fully compute all of it and stops. She just looks very, like, what?
This was based off of my looking at maps and what we needed. We needed a place that was away from people, near an Underdark entrance, and by a lightning rod, of course. And this was the one place that matched all three.
Ha! Shade leaf crops. I've tried to do business with them a lot over the years. They are doing well, one might say. Alright. Alright. B and C team are here for the next 2 days. I can divide up the responsibilities that I would have given to you to them. You may go investigate this cultist's claims. But I need one more thing from you, since I'm definitely not getting anything tangible out of your main mission. Perhaps you can bring me back something personal. Shade Leaf Crops has an exclusive tea leaf that they sell. Very pricey. I hear they have an entire grove of the trees that they dry into the tea leaves. I would like as many of these leaves as you can put your hands on. If you have to pay them, so be it. But I'm guessing that if it's during Elsemonth Day, there'll be enough distraction that no one will notice a few leaves disappearing.
I can nick some leaves.
Now, you want the fresh leaves or you want the dried leaves?
If you can put your hands on the dried leaves, well, those are even more valuable to me. But I am no stranger to drying my own leaves, so I would settle very easily for fresh.
All right.
One does not get
We'll
this
grab what
far
we
as a
can.
leader of a massive criminal organization without knowing how to dry our own tea leaves.
I wasn't sure if there was some special processing method that they used for, like, if there was a particular like type of charcoal that they roasted them over, or something along how they rolled them. Plenty of things that did.
23 secret herbs and spices, I believe is the phrase. Wouldn't you know it, I've figured out 21 of them. Whatever you can get your hands on. But I want something tangible out of this basilisk chase.
We would love something tangible ourselves.
Well, then I shall pray to Avandra that you bring back the information you are looking for. And you better pray to me you bring back what I've asked for.
You will get your tea leaves.
Good. That's what I want to hear. It will be a wonderful Elsemonth day.
You as well, boss.
She's basically going to pull up a list of very menial tasks and chores and say, since you won't be here tomorrow and everyone else will be doing your jobs, you can do some of their work for the rest of the day.
I think that's only fair.
Since when do we operate in fair?
Since she runs an organization that is not tearing itself apart. No, then.
Yeah, no, that was not directed at her. That was directed at Reggie.
If there is anything you wish to mention, details you wish to go into with her, now is the time. If not, then we will assume that you discharge the tasks that she is giving you the list of, and prepare for Elsemonth Day.
I don't think there's anything else that Reggie needed from her, so.
Nope.
Alright, then you will be dismissed. You have this list of chores, which is basically like housework around the Syndicate. You know, pick a couple things up, put them down, clean some things, see to some rearrangement of non-Syndicate persons in safe houses, things like that. Like, real dot the I's and cross the T's kind of stuff that does not require any kind of fighting. You know, all the stuff you are not usually tasked with.
Yep, it's the Scott work.
Indeed. And so, we will move to Elsemonth Day. The whole city, for the last 12 hours, has been extremely busy as people come from all over. Market stalls are being set up, decorations slung everywhere, tickets are sold to the events to get better spots to see what's going on. Of course, it is hard to sell tickets to view the sky, but there are, of course, a limited amount of space that have a good view of the rod, the dragon rods themselves in action. So you know that this is what's going on the surface, and even down here in the underground, all manner of paraphernalia are being sold, from, you know, blue dragon-shaped candies to blue dragon, like, apparel, shirts and hats and things, not printed as they would be today, but sewn, embroidered, stitched, quilted. Blankets. But it's a big event as people gear up for Elsemonth Day. You also, as you move to the surface, to leave the city are going to see as lines are forming outside the Mages Guild and its satellite offices. As the city grew, the Mages Guild needed to put up more outlets with lower tier mages, lower tier than the Archmage herself, but still very competent and capable wizards for meeting the needs of the increased size of the city. So, that is what you see. The streets are just jammed with people coming in, going out, meeting, talking, chatting, eating, selling, buying, and all in preparation of Elsemonth Day. You can see people who have been selling access to the upper floors and roofs of the buildings in which they live, admitting strangers in to get a good seat to see the dragon flotilla as it goes over. This is not by any means your first Elsemonth Day, but it does seem that every year since the Draco War, this event and these goings-on become more intense. People come from farther away, more of them coming from the surrounding nations, as the dragon rods are spreading in availability. This is still the heart and home of protection from the lightning. This is where people go. You know that outside there are, in other places around Amaranta, there are going to be people who, rather than coming to celebrate, cheer, watch in awe, are setting up their bucket brigades and preparing for the destruction that will be wrought by the immense amount of lightning that will be striking the ground around them. That is something that makes Volinar very special, even 10 years later. I doubt the answer is yes, but I'll ask anyway. Is there anybody you need to see on the surface before you leave the city? Any of you?
No.
Nope.
I don't think so. I think Reggie would have, the day before, informed his wife just about the plans for the day. I think they don't frequently get to the celebrations as a date thing, just because it's usually a busy day for him anyway, so he's usually expected to be working.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. And of course she is understanding of that and being very much part of the life. Alright. Then you will make your way through the busy streets of the city, the crisscrossing alleys and avenues, the bridges that cross over the water channels that form the mercantile network of the city, until you make it past the inner wall into the outer city, and finally the outer wall, beyond which are the smaller homesteads, the farms, and the travelers' inns. All part of the city's massive expansion over the last 10 years. You follow the roads to the north and west of the city. The coast bends up north this way, so you're meandering toward the coast, but you will find your destination long before meeting the ocean again. So, beyond the outer walls of the city are the plains of Bromdor, the hills and mountains of Bromdor, the forests of Bromdor. To the east, you have Sylvanas, so the foothills and forests increase in number and density until the impassable forest of Bala. To the west, it follows the coastline north until you hit Vardaftan. So, as you head north and west, you are traveling over well-trod roads, across open plains and through wooded areas, though most of this area is settled, especially nearer to the city. It has been flattened, cleared, and turned into the vast farmlands that supply the city, and some cities beyond, with the food they need to survive. You will find that a lot of these farmsteads have just a few people, making sure that things are closed up and covered for today. Many people have headed into the city or closer to, so they can appreciate the larger density of dragon rods that attract the lightning. But every farmstead has its own dragon rod to help protect it from the worst. And it is as you follow the roads this way, you find yourself passing the large growing fields of cabbage and corn and wheat, of shade leaf crops. Signs at each crossing and along the fences here indicate that all of this property belongs to the Shadeleaf family.
Yep, sucks to be done. Grab some leaves.
Yeah, if you want to try to do that ahead of your meeting, roll some, investigation. Or nature.
Yeah, I don't see why the order matters. At least then we get it out of the way.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, you want to try and...
Can I cast Speak with Plants? Because I want to find the best leaves.
I think I'm really appreciative that you are going that mile to make sure that this is your most esoteric and most useful spell. I always try to do that when I pick odd spells. I'm going to find a use for this in every scene, and, props to you. Good job.
It's always fun.
So, Morrigan, please give me your roll, and then we'll handle talking to plants.
You said investigation?
Investigation or nature.
Or nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same result, so I'm just
All
investigation, I guess. Oh, that's not 20, so 22.
22. All right. As you are moving along on the somewhat rainy, muddy roads past the glistening leaves of plants and trees, you are going to see these telltale signs that you're going from generic maples and oaks and spruces to a small glade of a very different variety of tree, and it looks like somebody took a lot of care to not mark these trees, to not give away to would-be thieves that there's anything special about these trees. They're not designated, they're not fenced, there's just this glade of trees that, to the untrained eye, looks a little bit out of place, but to the careful observer, is definitely not belonging with the generic flora here. And so you lead the party into this glade of trees, and you find that as you head into the middle of it, and the rain is carrying a lot of the pollens and smells to the ground, but it's still strong enough here that you can get the scent of these tea leaves. So, Reggie, you cast your spell as Morrigan says these must be the trees. And around you, the voices of the plants gain words to your ears, as you can hear the sighing and soft chatter of these trees as they discuss the weather.
Hello up there.
The trees sway and creak lightly in the gentle breeze and the falling rain, as one of them, its branches seem to shake just a little unnaturally against the wind, and a patter of rain falls off of the leaves toward your face, lightly scented by the leaves from which they fell, as the tree says, "Hello down there. It is not often we speak to such fast-moving creatures in our own tongue. Is there aught we can help you with?"
So I'm looking to pick some leaves for making tea, and I was hoping that you might be able to point me towards what's going to be the best for making that tea, and also the least damaging to all of you guys.
You have come at a good time, I think. The seasons will turn soon, and our leaves are most flavorful now. This is when the owner of these lands usually comes to collect our debt for growing in his soil. I can tell you that the leaves of myrtle over there are probably the most succulent at this time. Unfortunately, there is a parasitic bug growing in my higher branches that has been damaging my leaves, and I cannot graciously offer them to you, knowing that.
Is there anything I can do to help try and get rid of that, to make things easier for you?
The owner of these lands uses small amounts of fire when such pests are discovered. Unfortunately, he is old now, and the infestation is high in my branches.
Small amounts of fire is not usually my MO.
You're just like, Molotov?
I can cast Scorching Rays.
That's probably perfect. Okay, so I need two people who are better at climbing than I am.
All right, what do you
I
need?
can climb.
Okay, so that's the tree that's going to have the best tea leaves for us to start picking from.
As you point at the tree,
Myrtle
you
was
just
the tree's
hear-
name?
Myrtle was the tree's name, and you're just going to hear a wispy, windy giggle. It says, "Yes, please, partake greatly of my leaves. I offer them gratefully."
Thank you very much, Myrtle. And then turning to Morrigan, Reggie's like, "Okay, and we're gonna try and figure out what we can do with your spell and the parasites way up high." And I don't think I caught your name.
Tamarind.
Tamarind. It's a pleasure to meet both of you.
They have names.
Everything's got a name.
Okay.
You just got to know how to listen or how to ask.
We have been here a long time and have much to discuss. It is easier to give ourselves titles, labels, or name. How else would you refer to the self or differentiate your friends? We trees recognize each other and have best friends.
hadn't really thought of that before with trees, but I'm very glad to hear it.
Do you have enemies?
All right, so,
I think while climbing, Reggie is going to ask that question.
I'll have to repeat the question. It didn't.
Do they have enemies?
Do they have
Was
enemies?
what Vulcan said.
It's like the moth.
Commented about trees having friends.
Yes. The oaks are often competing with us for the sunlight, the best spots and the broadest leaves they have. I hate them.
Understandable.
You just hear a distant voice going, "Yeah, well, I nothing you, Tam. Hate takes too much energy, and I need all of it for growing."
So, Reggie, what do you want me to do?
Reggie is going to be asking for like where this infestation is most is worst, and pointing things out to Morgan.
Plants like these have limited ability to move themselves, but not none. So you do find that Tamarind is able to shake some of the branches to help you locate the infestation of insects. They have burrowed into the bark in the upper branches and are peeling it apart and digging tunnels and canals throughout the live wood there. Cameron does not complain of any pain, but understands the damage they are doing to what he considers payment to the owner of the land who keeps the soil fertile.
Okay, so you want me to climb it or try to aim from here?
I mean, if you can see well enough to try and direct things from down here, it's probably fine. I guess that's more a question for the GM. Is climbing necessary for this?
It may not be. The DCs to hit the right branch as opposed to other branches will be higher from down here. So if you want it to basically be it'll be a check to climb up and then no check to do it, or it'll be attack rolls if you do it from down here.
Okay.
So one check
considering
versus
I have
multiple checks if you climb.
Yeah, considering I have a tail, I could also balance myself up there and still use my hands.
Yep. Wonderful tiefling
So-
prehensile tails.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna climb.
All right. I want you to give me an athletics check.
The athletics. Okay, yeah, I'm very good in athletics.
I figured.
That's like my high stat, my high skill.
A good thing.
Yeah, a very good thing because I rolled shite.
Oh, what'd you get?
Let's see. That would be 14, I think.
Ooh, DC was 15.
Can Tamarin
I-
give advantage?
Because he knows you're trying to help.
Yeah, and the spell providing some amount of allowing plants to basically you can cause overgrowth with them for creating difficult terrain essentially. So kind of the opposite or very specific difficult. Basically make better handholds and
I follow.
branches shifted and stuff.
Yeah, give it another roll there, Morrigan.
I mean, is it a check or is it a save?
It's a check. It's an athletics check.
'Cause I can also give guidance.
Yeah, that landed me a 15, so.
Nice.
Went from 8 on the die to then 9 on the die. So.
So, Morgan's climbing up pretty high up, just slips a bit, and then just a branch like catches her, and then just that little extra boost. It's like, okay, no, we got this.
Tam's just like, be careful. My branches can be slippery.
Just mumbling curses.
You.
Not like magical curses, like swears.
Mm-hmm.
In this kind of game, you kind of have to specify.
Yes. You make it up there, and you find that there are these really ugly-looking winged ants of many different colors that are actively, like, peeling up the bark here and digging tunnels and chewing the leaves. So you're able to use your scorching ray to blast their areas where you can see they have definitely nested into the tree. You're going to be blasting away parts of this branch effectively, but you also know that the branch is effectively dead.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I balance myself with the tail so I can like properly aim.
Alright. You
Just
do
wrap
so.
it around the branch.
Your tail's like wrapped around a branch as you lean forward off of it and spread your hands to the problem areas and blast, and this branch flaming on the two ends tumbles its way down the tree as bugs with burning wings hiss their way out of it and crumble to the ground. The falling rain puts out the flames as it hits the muddy ground below. And Tamarind will say, "Ah, that is already so much better. The leaves will fall soon anyway, so I will not have a good yield this year. But I feel that because of your kindness, travelers, next year will be a good one for Tamarind."
I'm looking forward to it.
You collect leaves from Myrtle, who happily, blushingly, gives them over to you, wiggling branches at you that have the best leaves. The ones at their ripest moment, not so close that they're about to fall off anyway, and not so far that you'd need to wait for them to ripen before drying. She seems almost like excited by the scandal of getting to give the leaves to somebody else. And so, with that, you have completed your task for the Tiger's Eye. You have a pouch full of leaves from this tree named Myrtle. As Reggie continues to find new areas to make friends with plants.
Plants are great to be friends with. You know, they're everywhere. They love to chat, which I guess we have canonically established in this world that plants are massive gossips. So it makes a lot of sense.
Especially the flowers. Can't trust flowers with any information at all. Got nothing to do all day but spill the beans. And don't get me started on the beans. They want to know all the gossip because they're underground. They don't get to know shit. Alright. So, from there, your mechanoid friend and your new elven friend who doesn't smell like poo are able to move down the cleared pathways around shade leaf crops to the very prominent and obvious Copper Tower, which you can see is already glowing dully in the darkling light of the oncoming storm this evening.
Is there anything to Edwelan? Is there anything that we need to do to try and encourage the Watcher's presence here?
Edwelan is going to put a hand to his chin and enter a moment of deep thought as he hums to himself. I could try praying to the Silent Watcher, but he has never answered such pious acts before. I think what you could do is spread out to cover the area in watchfulness of your own. It was because something interesting was happening in my homeland that he was there, and my own hunt for food, I think, had attracted him toward me. The darkness is what gave him away, for there is a subtle glow to his body. It is what I followed through the forest and into the caverns of the Underdark. I suppose you could always do something that has never been seen in the world before. He seems to seek out such events like this, like your friend, like whoever is changing things in the city. We must draw more attention than that person. But not of people.
They're actively trying not to attract attention, aren't they? I mean, they're erasing all memory of ever encountering anything about them.
He's going to, shake his finger in front of his face toward you, so, like he's grasping onto the idea, but trying to add onto it, as he says, yes, that is true. However, it is vulgar. It is actively altering the course of the development, the progress, and the history of this world, and it is the energy of those changes, of those coalesced moments of pure uniquity that summon the Watcher. At least that is what I have always thought. Otherwise, why would he have found me, of all people in this world, in those woods? Except that I was doing something that had never been necessary in practically the entire history of Sylvanas, save for when the great miasma ruled. I am sorry. I only have these ideas of how it might work, explanations that I've had to form for myself over the last months. However long I've been following the creature, trying to understand and explain its behaviors, to understand why I was allowed to witness, to see, to know, even what small things I do know. I worry that I've been wrong about not just a great many of these things, but all of them. I worry that I don't actually know anything about this creature, that I could have misled you. This is the best I could come up with what I have observed. I'll say that your belief in me is nothing short of inspirational, miraculous, and, of course, entirely foolish.
I think Reggie smiles. I think maybe we can call it novel. And gives a a smile, with his eyebrows going huh?
he's dourly looking at the ground, and you're going to see his eyebrows kind of raise as the words begin to arrange themselves in a way that makes sense in his mind, and he slowly looks up to you with that dawning understanding. Says, "Novel and unique. where else would one find such storied and experienced explorers and fighters, trusting at his very word a lost and confused soul from the underground? I can think of nothing. He says in a rising stage whisper, I can think of nothing in this world at the moment more rare. Can you?
Reggie, like, very, very clearly is, like, thinking, you know, to go along with this stage whisper. Like, I mean, the only thing would be if one of the people that was doing that kind of thinking was someone like our friend Vulcan here. But
that would be ridiculous to have in our midst, amongst all these other improbabilities, a man who had never before existed had he not been created.
Like every man?
You're kind of ruining it here for me.
yeah, unlike every other man, unlike. Words don't necessarily do the experience itself justice. If you're trying to be picky about things like that, but it's the sentiment, it's the experience, it's the revelation,
You carry on like this for a while, remarking out loud to one another on the uniquity of your situation, of your gathered souls, and how improbable a meeting and then a collaboration could be. 45 minutes, an hour passes, the sky continues to darken, and the rain continues to fall ever harder around you as the gray clouds gather in anticipation of the flight of blue dragons.
Yeah, Morgan got bored after like 1 minute and started swinging her sword at some place. If there's like a tree or something, or a stump, she would like practice hitting that.
Now, I want to ask, does any of you bear light with you, or are you all relying on your dark vision?
Reggie would have light because he doesn't have dark vision.
Mm-hmm. You have been told that you're looking for a glow. I ask because you are on someone else's property and the area is getting darker, and so if you are glowing with lantern light, you may draw attention of the owner. And this is...
I suppose it's true.
This is a thing one could guess. That's not a shock or a surprise, so I will tell you outright. Yeah. You might accidentally draw the owner.
Reggie would probably be depending on his companions with dark vision to help him. Because I mean, like, even I guess there with the clouds and the storm, it would actually be very dark on Elsamonth Day.
Yeah.
How many people don't have dark vision? Is it just Reggie?
I think Vulcan also doesn't, naturally.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You can cast it yourself.
Yeah, but it's just the lights in my face, so...
Not for long, I assume. I thought the flashlight eyes was pretty funny.
It was funny, but it does also very limit the usefulness of the spell.
Which is why you can fix it. You could fix it yesterday.
Did you not fix it?
I think he was more focused on the bombs.
Oh. It's Vendar's son, alright.
I was kind of more focused on the bombs.
Yeah. We could fix this glaring flaw. Or I could make more explosives.
Glaring.
Oh my god.
Spider. If Spider's standing beside Reggie, he will, like, just. Let me just read. No, that's not it. He just like tap him on the shoulder, and suddenly Reggie can see in the dark.
All right. I want all of you to make perception checks, active perception. And I want you to do it with advantage because you kind of know what you're looking for due to the talking to Edwelan.
Yeah, that advantage was nice.
2 to 17.
It was a 2 on die and a 20 on die.
Oh.
So there was a 2 everywhere. But
2's all the way down.
which makes my perception a 26.
Nice.
Ooh.
I also rolled a 17, and my perception is an 18.
Nice.
I got.
I got
15.
18.
18.
We have advantage on this.
Yes, you have advantage on this.
I got 15.
15.
I rolled poorly. My perception's actually very good.
Even with advantage?
Yep, I rolled a 6 and a 9.
Ah.
Oof.
Nice.
Nicer.
Yep, it is nice.
I got 28.
28. Alright. That shouldn't surprise me.
I got a 20 on die.
Nice. And Twilight.
I got a 16, but my passive is 17.
Okay. So, the night is dark. The clouds roll overhead. The rain continues to fall and mat your hair and weigh down your clothes as you stand around this humming structure as the energy of the air builds toward Elsamanthe, the night on which the dragons fly over Amaranta, raining their lightning, splitting the skies and causing destruction wherever they go. Unless your area is equipped with dragon rods, like Volinar is, and its surrounding territories, and any places they have managed to sell the dragon rods to. You are all spread out, looking amongst the trees, watching every shadow, hoping to catch a glimpse of an odd glow, as described by Edwelan. This quarry of yours, however, is elusive, has perhaps years of training, or if it's a god, centuries or eons of practice going unnoticed. And so most of you, as good or poorly as you may have rolled, are not going to spot anything. However, Reggie with the 26 and Spider with a 28 are going to have beaten the DC significantly. And you're going to spot, peering between leaves in the middle branches of a nearby tree, a pink light. Extraordinarily unnatural, but very small and dim, and steady enough that you know you didn't imagine it.
I imagine Reggie not looking directly over at that. I think he's just right next to Spider.
Yep.
And he doesn't know that Spider also. So he's gonna like looking very much away from it, like probably straight at the lightning rod, just like elbow him a little bit and say the clock position that the light is at for the two of them.
Yes.
Uh,
230 high.
yes, I see it too. And Spider will, without looking at it, he's going to, like, hand down by his side, summon his shadow familiar, and just kind of set it in a roundabout way up that tree, so that it, like, not directly to it, but kind of like around it,
Yes.
and then back up again.
Yes. Is anybody else in the party... Are you making anybody else in the party aware of this, or is this just between you two to see this and trying to keep your communication and actions very secret from everything, especially the observer?
If there's anyone else who's like directly next to Reggie, then he would have done the same thing of like a nudge in the clock position.
Okay.
But I don't know if anyone. I don't know if the ploy had been everyone decently spread out to try and get a better view of things.
You
And
don't have to be, like,
it's really
spread
just
all over the place, but there's going to be, 5, 10, 15 feet between you as you kind of scattered around this area to make sure you at least have different angles on the groves of trees.
Mhm.
So.
I think Reggie would probably like stretch a bit and like walk over to
Try to cover it.
Basically, I think I need to roll deception.
Yes, please. I also want Spider to roll deception.
Oof. Well, I can't get lower than a 21.
Yeah,
So,
so 21.
it was a 5 on die, which, to be fair, is a 16. But 21 is better than 16.
It's true.
Yeah, I got a 16.
All right. Good to know.
And do the like same thing, and like just go over and nudge and say a clock position.
Mm-hmm. All right. So slowly, the party is made aware of this thing, and as Reggie gives you the information about where to look, you're able to kind of try to spot it yourselves. While you are being given this information and making your attempts at spotting it without giving away the game, the shadow that Spider created is going to approach in its roundabout path up another tree, across some branches, toward this object, this glow. And through its eye, or eyes, Spider, you are going to see that there is something there that is producing this soft pink glow amongst the leaves. There's something solid that the glow is only a portion of, but as your shadow approaches it, trying to get a closer look and understand what it's seeing, the pink glow is going to suddenly fly up through the leaves and out above the tree and begin arcing through the air down toward another location in the forest, seemingly having either sensed your approach or sensed something earlier and waited until the last moment to make its escape. It is easy enough for you to track, and as the party is becoming aware of this from Reggie's explanations, you do all see this soft pink ember glow drift up into the dark night sky and begin arcing over the trees. So, the question is, do you wish to give chase?
I think so.
So we're here, right?
Yep. That's why you're here. Very well.
Now, if we do come into closer contact with it, do we just should we talk to it? What? I don't think we actually talked about what we were gonna do.
Before
When
we
we
go,
saw it.
Spider is going to summon. He's going to take that shadow back.
Yes. It can come back to you.
Right. There we go.
It can move about even when you're not utilizing its senses, right? So you could just tell it to come back to you and it would find its way over to you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can issue it that order. It was nowhere near 100 feet away from you. It was like 60 feet away. You're going to maneuver your way through the underbrush and closely growing trees toward the nearest cliffs of a rising mountain that is forced up out of the ground, separating this part of Bromdor from places further east. And the small pink spark is going to continue falling through the air ahead of you, and you see an opening in the trees that you rush into to follow it. As it descends, you're going to all see a tendril of night black extend up and engulf the pink, and the sky is still illuminated enough that this darkness is visible against it. It is darker than the sky, as it tentacles down into a larger mass of black, deeper than the shadows of the trees on the ground. This roundish, flowing mass of darkness before you stands at the opposite end of this small clearing, and as you all come to a halt before it, you have this sense that it knows you are there, that it watched and perhaps anticipated your approach. And as you are hit with this sense of anticipation, knowledge, this inability to hide from its perception, you're going to see motes of light appearing in multiple places over this shadow as it writhes and extends small tendrils out short distances before they shorten and curl back in. You're going to see motes of pink and white and blue and red and yellow all appearing within the shadowy mass on the other end of this clearing. And all of these glowing embers seem to look toward you. And a ringing, overlapping of voices. Reggie, you're familiar with this effect, as of multiple creatures speaking in unison like the moss. Drifts to you over the clearing, as it says, in its multiple fluted voices, "You have come. We have watched and waited. We welcome you. Syndicate representatives."
Okay now.
At this, Edwelan is going to come forward ahead of the rest of the group and kind of drop to his knees, his hands and knees, and crawl a bit toward the dark mass of shadow brimming with illuminated eyes, and say, "Please, please, Silent Watcher, I beseech you, I beg. I am your first disciple, but I must know my purpose. I understand. I have followed you for so many months and risked my health and my life trying to help you in your quest, but I don't know what it is you want from me. And he's going to kind of collapse into this folded up heap of sobbing and pleading, some 10, 15 feet away from the mass of shadows. One of the lights, a soft light blue ember, is going to drift away from the others, extending out from the body on its own tendril of shadow, and it's going to hover or be suspended above Edwelan. And you're going to see that the blue light upon the end of this tendril is going to flicker, dim and brighten as the voice flutes out again, saying, "You have followed us, but you were not summoned by us. We do not know your purpose, but you have helped in our quest. Our quest now involves them, and you have brought them to us. For that, you have our gratitude. More than that, I cannot give you, Edwelan. You are not mine to command. There's going to be a lot of very confused noises, shouts, and cries from Edwelan, but the creature is going to draw its tendril back and turn its focus to the rest of you, ignoring Edwelan. It is going to seemingly drift towards you, smoothly moving, almost gliding over the ground, while never seeming to lose contact with the ground. With your dark vision, you are able to see that the deep shadows around it that form its body are going to slowly lighten, become more tangible, less ethereal, and you're going to see that they are, in fact, fabric wrappings and shreds of garment that were concealed by some magic to look like shadows. You're going to see that these eyes remain as the whatever illusion created the shadowy appearance lifts. I would like all of you to make a history check.
I think Reggie at this moment is just so overcome with empathy for Edwelan. This is kind of the best scenario, but also the worst for him as a person.
Yeah.
And Reggie, after the day spent together with just the two of them, even though most of it Edwelan was sleeping, I got a 1 on my die.
Are you going to go to comfort Edwelan as you don't recognize?
I think Reggie does. I think Reggie goes over to Edwelan and just hand on the back.
Yeah.
Just whispering, nothing that is too meaningful or anything like that. Because in the grand scheme of things, Reggie doesn't actually know what a cultist would want to hear after their god said, thanks, but bye.
I don't know who you are or why you're here. But
you just sort of showed up on my lawn, and I mean, cool, but
I don't need
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. Accurate.
So he's just Sorry, but the Volinar is a great place to stay.
One thing to note about this creature is that while it speaks with many voices of a range of tones and timbres, they all speak with a characteristic dispassion. There is no emotion to the words they speak. These voices are all spoken in unison, and there is not reprimand, there is not condolence, there is not care as they speak. There is only the facts, I guess, is how I would describe its voices. I need the history checks for other people, so I don't know where they...
Yeah, I got an 18.
18, nice.
You got an 8.
I did technically get a 9. But I feel like 9 is not good enough to change Reggie's just, you know what? No, he's distracted.
Alright, so 18 for Morrigan, 8 for Spider, and 9 for Reggie. Alright, Twilight?
6.
6. Vulcan?
14.
14. And finally, Desmin?
16.
16. Okay. Vulcan, I want you to roll one more die.
Ooh, that's a 3 on die.
So it's worse?
Oh, much worse.
Okay. So 14. I will say for Vulcan, there is something really familiar about what you're seeing. You feel like it's meaningful to you beyond the fact that it's part of your current quest, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. You know it's important, though. For Morrigan, of all people, and Desmin, who got a 16, both of you are going to recognize, or feel like you recognize, because you've never seen these things before, but you've heard stories about them. This is no beholder. This is perhaps not even an eldritch horror from another plane. What you see before you matches with the stories, especially those that came out of the time of the Draco War, those told by people around the party of heroes, those told by people who lived in towns they passed through, those told by followers of Ione, of great champions of their goddess. What you are looking at is a colony, for lack of a better word, of ion stones.
Oh, whoa. Oh. That's surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand now why you say Morgan of all people, because they're...
But she does, like, she's at a bar, she talks to a lot of people, she's probably a person who enjoys the wild stories of the world beyond the city. So, you know, after a certain fashion, it makes sense that she might have heard about these.
Laura Mendez has actually been at the bar in the Syndicate with that.
I wouldn't put it behind him.
He was being subtle. He wasn't.
Permission to conjecture, scholar. So, you believe, the two of you, Desmin, Morrigan, that you are seeing multiple ion stones, all gathered around a central mass.
What?
So many all together at once.
Is that even possible? Has that ever happened?
I mean, I can't say I've researched it. I've never heard anything like this.
You two seem to be having a conversation over there that is dependent on information that I don't think all of us are sharing.
Sorry, Reggie. Everyone else. These look to be just a bunch of ion stones, all huddled together.
Yeah, you know these rock thingies that talk to some people.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that rocks can talk to people. They talk to the plants. It's gotta be a rock version of that.
But they're so tight-lipped.
My father has told me stories about one that traveled with the party during the Draco Wars.
One makes sense, not a whole group of them.
They cut into your conversation, having waited for you to talk things out a bit. You can sense that they were giving you that time.
Morgan didn't let her gaze off of the iron stones during the entire thing. She didn't look at the people she was talking to.
Yes. We are an anomaly. We are called the Archivist.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure is not something that we experience. However, relief at averting certain perils is. We feel relief that you found a way to meet with us, that we might discuss your peril.
Our peril.
So you know something about the memories?
Your world is changing in ways that it should not, and it is imperative that you understand why, so that you might stop it. We do not act to intervene personally. Meeting with you directly is a danger to our existence, but it was necessary to give you the tools you would need to fight.
I wanna be clear, we're not narcs.
We appreciate your sentiment and understand your conviction. However, leaving a mark on the world is enough to be destroyed by it. You must be made aware of events that transpired long before you existed, at least in summary. We assume that your presence here means you are willing to take on this knowledge and this task. You will be our sword in this fight. Do you accept the terms? Information for action.
I'm more of an axe girl. That was a joke.
We
You guys
found
do
it
joke?
humorous.
I see.
Roll inside.
They're lying.
It didn't even need a result.
An agreement.
And you're saying that information for action. Can you share with us some information about what that action is before we agree to do this for you?
You must use what information we can provide to find the one causing the alterations to your timeline and remove them. Remove at least their ability to continue making such changes.
I think Reggie looks at everyone and he's like, that I can agree with.
That's what we were
And he's like
intending to
looking
do
for
anyway.
approval from everyone.
Spider's just like, I am a burglar.
Yeah, why else?
It's just a different scale of larceny, you know? It's like stealing someone's ability to act and destroy worlds.
A burglar is exactly the type of person we need to steal the power of a god.
Sure, beat the average bank job, right?
Unfortunately, it will not pay the dividends a bank job would. Unless you consider existence payment.
Yeah, I do like existing.
We surmised you might, but could not assume. We have come to understand over the centuries that certain amounts of trust are needed before favors may be asked. We have determined that such trust can be built upon knowledge of the self. We grant you this time to ask what questions you need to try to understand our nature, which might better help you to trust the information we give you before asking you the task.
Okay. Does this make us like chosen by Ion or something?
No. Unfortunately, we do not act on Ion's orders. We are the lost.
Interesting.
We act in her interests, but were unable to return to her graces. Our scholars fell one by one in ways, times, or places where we could not return to Ione. We were found. We were nurtured, joined to the whole, given new purpose.
That is oddly relatable.
You feel a relation to the family you have built within your organization under the streets.
I could say that.
We will not presume to be of kinship to you, but we do hope that this understanding will impart trust. Is there else you would ask to understand us? We wish to be understood. We wish for your aid.
This task is something that you're asking those of us here to be handling without involving anyone else.
It would be...
To make sure I understand.
It would be safest for all of us, you and us, if others were not given the knowledge that we give you here now. We cannot force you to keep secrets, for it is anathema to her will. It was anathema to us, but we have come to understand over the centuries of isolation that secrecy isn't simply power, as he believes. It is often safety.
So, we shouldn't tell our boss about this?
Not until this doom is averted at the least. We seek to help spread knowledge, but we do so normally without direct contact, such as now. We have found indirect ways to move pieces on the board such that they will find what we need them to know. But with the rate at which your enemy moves, such subtle methods were not available to us. Do you wish to know nothing else of us before we proceed?
How
I think I
much,
know enough. Oh, good.
How much do you know of us?
We have witnessed the world as it turns for centuries. We have seen the births, lives, and deaths of millions. In many places we know its people by name, by heart. But at this time and in this place, we are new again. We have not witnessed much of your lives, only the last few weeks. We determined that your closeness to the events and your skills made you uniquely capable of taking on this task in our stead.
Okay.
We hope that your hearts align. Our calculations do not allow us to perfectly predict your responses or your actions or your success chances. But we have what our host would call hope.
Your host?
Yes.
How's that work?
The ion stones are going to shift their positions slightly, and you're going to see that the folds of the cloth that enwrap them and join them are going to part somewhat to reveal a shape at the center that bears the legs upon which this creature walks. You see pallid, lumpy, and lesion-ridden skin. A shape that is a mockery of humanoid, bearing 2 arms and 2 legs, and what might still be called a head. But whether it is time, disease, deformity, this creature can claim no heritage that you recognize. They could have been human or elven or orcish, but all of those telltale features have slipped, slid, and melted into indeterminacy.
The fuck?
We were not always us. We were found. We became us, one by one, but it started with one. One who was not of the rest of us originally, but our partnership, our bond over the centuries has changed us into what we are. We cannot claim to be of Ione individually or wholly, and we no longer claim individuality. We are all us. We are
Does that include
the
the
archivist. Hmm?
Does that include the host there? Is it just like a body that you guys move around, or does that have a consciousness that speaks within you as well?
We are all connected. A single consciousness. The host contains the emotions and humanoid connection that we now understand, but we are not separable. We are one mind with the host.
Interesting.
At that point, you do notice, while it is still revealing this host to you, that the mouth of the creature does move in unison with the words. You are worried of a parasitic relationship, we sense. We can only verbally assure you that what we have become is both symbiotic and willing. All of
Fine,
us.
You do you.
Hmm?
You do you. I don't kink shame.
Not the time.
We appreciate the levity that you impart to a difficult and perhaps traumatizing situation. Morrigan.
I make jokes when I'm nervous. Move on.
If it's our help you want, what aid can you offer?
Information. Information that might lead you to the one causing these problems. Knowledge of the past to inform the present and save the future.
I'm ready to hear it.
And what do you know of the future?
We can only predict so much based on calculation. But we predict that if you do not act and succeed, then this pretender at godhood will complete their plan, as misguided as it is, and destroy all by erasing it. Piece by piece. To understand, you must be given summary. The summary is this. You wish to save your future. We will tell you what we can. What we can tell you is, long before any of you existed, there was a man on this plane. That man's name was Kaz. He is important to this story because it is a piece of Kaz that causes these problems today, thousands of years later. You likely do not know the name Kaz. You can all roll history.
That is a 27.
13.
I got 6.
16. Again.
You got a 20.
20, 16, 13. I forgot Reggie's.
27.
27.
I got a 19 on die.
Desmin?
Me too. I got a 19 on die as well.
16.
16. Sorry. Vulcan?
6.
6. Perfect. And Twilight.
11.
11.
With my, what do I call it? Inspiration.
Okay. Well, this was a very high DC, but I just wanted to see if anybody knew it. Surprisingly, one of you did. Reggie.
Shit.
Reggie has approximate knowledge of many things.
Apparently, except the Ion Stone thing.
Yeah, it wasn't paying attention that day in class.
Never gonna stop. You have heard this story. You know that the name Kaz is important to the followers of an unseen god of secrets. You know that pains have been taken to lose this name from history, but these types of things stick around. You, of all people, have learned that the more you try to hide something, the more obvious you make it. You know that that supposedly Kaz was the first general. I mean, you're going to. It's easier if I just tell the story because that's what this thing is going to say.
Yeah.
So you know it ahead of it saying it.
I think Reggie is more like surprised that this is the thing that is being said than anything else. Because, like, damn, that's fucked. We're fucked.
You are going to know at least the gist of what this creature is saying ahead of it's saying it. So it's mostly going to be confirmation here and filling in details that you didn't know.
Yeah.
As the creature says, you likely have not heard of Kaz, and that is because pains have been taken to erase him from the histories of this world. The dark god of secrets, Vecna, rose to power after being betrayed by his greatest general, the one named Kaz, who cut off his hand and removed his eye to try to prove to the armies he led that he was not worthy of them. After Vecna made his pacts with the Demon King Orcus and ascended beyond the power he was granted in that deal to godhood, his own lost appendages became totems, powerful artifacts of his order, sought by his followers to be used in his name to shape this world in darkness and secret. These are things that more people know, but still the orders of Vecna try to keep secret. None are as powerful a secret as the one I share now. Kaz was thrown down, defeated by Vecna once he took his place amongst the dark gods. Vengeance sought. Vecna removed Kaz's hand, opposite to his own. What Vecna had not planned on was that, similar to his own lost pieces, Kaz's would also gain power through the ages from the hatred with which the act was committed. Our observations indicate that it is the left hand of Kaz that has found its way back into the mortal realms and now causes strife in your city. I want
So we're tracking a hand.
a hand, yes. I want you all to roll perception.
18.
I got a 19.
Oh.
17.
I got a 15 on die, but my passive is 18.
Alright. None of you notices anything out of the ordinary. Rain continues to fall around you, even though this creature speaks as though the very axis of the world is tilting.
God damn, that must have been a high freaking roll.
Our observations indicate that this artifact has fallen into the hands of some mortal who wishes to prove themselves, much the way that Vecna originally did. Likely they are attempting to make secrets by altering the past, using the power of Kaz's hand. This is extraordinarily dangerous to everything all of us knows, and that is why we require you to be our weapon in this fight, to find the one who has claimed Kaz's hand and seeks to make their name known, or, perhaps more accurately, make nothing known. The power that Kaz's hand now possesses manifests in the ability to erase things. Whatever they touch, whoever they touch, they are, their existence, all that they have interacted with, all they have caused, created, is reversed, as though they never were.
So don't let it touch us.
That would be the suggestion our host would give you. It is why we can afford to leave no mark on this world as we observe, and attempt to spread the knowledge that we have in Ion's name. Were there to be a delible mark, it would trace back to us. It could be used to remove us, and this could undo a great deal of history. That is why we remain secret, despite that it is of Vecna.
Okay, so someone in Volinar has this hand and is going around touching things that they shouldn't touch. It's causing all these problems. Do we know anything about how to identify this person or find the hand or anything to go off of for what we need to do?
If we have any records of what the statue was, whether it was of or perhaps who made it, we might be able to find a thread there. I may have something still in my records, but with what's happening, I don't know what's there and what isn't. I certainly don't remember what it was.
But if they touch that statue, wouldn't that erase all traces?
It erases the traces of the statue, but I have a trace of its absence, not the statue itself.
And when we had gone to the Temple of Arathis, they had said that they found some paperwork with an error, and they fixed it. So there had been something that got changed on the paperwork there. But to the archivist, do you have anything more than us trying to continue hunting down information about a statue that nobody has any information about because it never existed, that might help us in our pursuit?
This humanoid, they are new to the power and striving to serve their god. They believe their actions do that. They have been affecting more than this statue. They have been practicing. They have been learning the limits of the power they have stolen. It will become harder to stay ahead of them as the effects, the erasure, become faster the more practiced they are, going from taking weeks and days to cause the changes to taking hours or minutes. But there is an energy to it.
Energy. Something we can trace?
We can teach you. It will not bring you directly, but it will allow you to be in the right place and eventually at the right time. Effectively, they can teach you a spell that will let you track the magic that's occurring.
Yeah.
Locate dickhead. 4th level. Concentration, verbal somatic component.
The spell did not have a name, but that one is apt. The only other piece of information that we feel confident to give you is that this person, like us, does not act with the leave of their lord.
Using the recognize paying attention.
They'll recognize paying attention?
The Vecna is paying attention.
Ah, yes. We mean that the situation does not necessarily serve Vecna's desires, and so they do not have the support of his following at this time.
Ah, that's way better.
Okay, so at least you currently think that this person's working mostly alone.
Likely for glory within the order.
Can't imagine that it's a trusting bunch.
Secrecy is power. The less they know, the more powerful he or they become. Trusting? No. Trust is of Ione. But they normally trust one another to keep the secrets that will keep them in power. And that is powerful solidarity. It keeps the order of Vecna functioning. Otherwise, Ione would have defeated him long ago. This is the information we can impart. This and the spell. You should use this spell near the places you know, or think you remember. Things have been altered. You must locate this dickhead, and at the very least, remove from their possession the hand of Kaz. This is the only way to ensure the future of your world.
Is there something that we're supposed to do with this hand, or is that to our own discretion?
If you know one who can lock it away where it cannot be accessed, or destroy it utterly, that would be best. We cannot touch it. We do not want it. Ione may be able to tell you what best to do with it. We presume her suggestion would be along the lines of send it into another, less inhabited plane, where it is unlikely to cause problems.
Out of character, you gotta love demi-planes, you know?
Nobody on them.
Doesn't the High Mage, Grand Mage, Grandmaster, I can't remember what to call that.
The Archmage.
The Mage Guild. Archmage. Doesn't the Archmage have some connection with Ione? Like, the dude that keeps following her around all the time.
That's the best description of Laramendus ever. The dude that follows her
The
around all
Archmage's
time.
crony.
The Archmage's pet mage.
You know, the boy toilet.
Extra wand. He doesn't even use a wand.
I mean, not one that casts spells.
In the absence of other people answering this question, I believe that the archivist would say the Archmage of your city is partnered with a scholar of Ione. They would likely have suggestions if you cannot come up with your own plan.
Okay, let's call that Plan B. We'll just need to find a Plan A. But first we should get the hand.
That should be Plan A. Part 1.
Okay, Archmage is plan C then. Come up with a plan B later.
But if it's Plan Z, it gets to be lemon-scented.
It is true.
We have to come up with 24 more plans.
They don't need to be good plans, you know. Find a random kid in the street and be like, "Here you go. I heard you needed a hand." That's a plan. It isn't a good one.
Needed a hand.
Yeah, then be glad you're not Norwegian. We have 3 more letters in our alphabet.
We need to get a grip on this situation. Thank you, bro.
High five.
All right. It's 5 minutes to, and there's another scene I want to do, so I'm going to save that for next time. But I think that we've brought the major part of the discussion here to a dramatic stopping point.
Or Edwelan.
Oh yeah, no, he is beside himself over there. He could use a hand.
He served his purpose.
I was
Unfortunately.
just kind of forget he exists. Walk away. Just leave him in the forest.
He just becomes a farmhand here in shade leaf crops.
They need someone capable of getting up high to deal with the bugs that need the fire.
Well, the thing is, he have heard everything. So... you can't just leave him there.
Yeah, who's gonna believe him?
He must be dealt with.
That Morgan rolls up her sleeves. If you say that.
I'm just kidding. I'm-
Alright, well. On that interesting bit of world lore, I will leave you until we meet again on Desmond's Creek. Bye, stream.
Nice.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.